I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
And this is another episode of Tabletop Tastings. Sip and play. Les, what did we play?
Today, we played the 2 to 4 player game Root by Letter Games. Root is a fantastic strategy game that came out in 2018, and since then has had about 10 different expansions, adding all sorts of extra characters to it. Every species of these cute, cuddly little animals play completely different from one another. You've got the cats, which go for area control and get points by building buildings. You've got the birds, which are this crazy little engine builder, where if you don't follow the engine, you fail. You've got the mice, which look to cause an uprising, and then you've got this other little raccoon that just kind of wanders around the board. And every playthrough is completely different because these species all play completely different. It's a fantastic, highly strategic, highly complex yet simple game. And I mention complex because trying to learn this thing is an absolute beast. You've got walking through Root, this like 20-page little guide to how you should play your first few rounds. You've got the learning to play manual, which talks about how to actually play the game, which is another 20-some pages. And then you've got the Law of Root, which is a 24-page document covering the different species and rules behind them. This game is one that took me forever to learn because you have to read all 3 manuals. There's some answers that you think should exist in one of those guides and doesn't, so you have to jump to the other one to learn it. And it's extremely intimidating for new gamers. However, if you take the time to learn it, if you dig into it, if you spend the time required to get through all of that, what you have is a beautiful, beautiful game. Steve, this was the first time you played Root. What did you think of it?
I have been looking forward to playing this game. I've seen it. It's available like everywhere. And I've always seen it and I was like, okay, I want to play that. And I really enjoyed it. Like you said, there's a lot of strategy involved in it. It's a little bit of trying to figure out whatever race you are. So I was the cats, and they just keep multiplying like crazy.
The Marquise de Cat.
The Marquise de Cat. I really love the field hospital with them because you can get taken out, but you can, using a card, you can save them all, and they go to your keep. It's really cool. I really, really enjoyed this game. And I think I even said it when we got to the end. I'm like, okay, I can't wait to play another and use a different animal and just try and see what that, kind of how that works out and get to know them. So it takes you a couple of rounds going through to kind of, okay, this is what I need to do. And this is how I'm going to use my strategy to go about the game. But it is so much fun. It looks fantastic as well.
It's a beautiful, beautiful
It's a really beautiful game. In fact, when I was looking it up on like BGG, some people have 3D printed characters for all of them too, which is really kind of cool. You get a little bit of luck with whatever kind of cards you're using and being able to play.
One other thing I find super cool is that everyone uses the same deck of cards, but how my species use those cards and how your species uses the cards are completely different, which I find really, really neat. This is a fantasy-esque, animal-driven, cutesy game with complex strategy behind it. Steve, what have you brought to pair with our playthrough of Root?
So I brought something that has a ton of history, and you can see it behind me. It is Wild Turkey, but this isn't just Wild Turkey. This is kind of like the game. This isn't just a regular board game. This is board gaming taken to the next level. This is Wild Turkey to the next level because it is what they call rare breed. So it is a single cask or single barrel expression. So it is like high octane. I think this one is 116.8 proof, 58.4 ABV, and it really has a nice punch. Let's go to the bottle opening.
Sounds great. Let's play that now.
All right, let's crack it open. Wild Turkey, rare breed.
Wild Turkey, rare breed. This is exciting.
This is so exciting.
I like the look of that cork and that bottle as well.
Very nice. All right. Oh, let's listen to it. Ooh, not bad.
Okay. I mean, it had a beefiness to it,
So-
but a very low, quiet tone.
It's kind of funny because the cork looked massive inside the bottle. It looks big inside there, but it actually is just a
very
little tiny cork. It's beautiful though, like nice wood cork, and it's got a little bit of a pop.
Yeah, it's funny. The pop is almost a little better after than it was initially.
I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. All right, so yeah, Wild Turkey rare breed. It is cask strength or single barrel, right? So you're gonna have a little bit extra ABV on it.
Beautiful color to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, barrel proof. So it is 116.8 proof, 58.4. So they've got really bad contrast.
Oh yeah.
Can you see those?
No,
It's
you
really
can't.
tough to see, isn't it?
Can you read what's in the black
There's
of the
no
bottle?
way.
No, it's impossible.
Yeah. I'm like, really? And I've got my glasses on. I still can't read it. I could maybe get in. Okay, so 58.4 ABV, which is 116.8 proof.
Well, it smells fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I have big hopes for it because I do like Wild Turkey, even just the like regular.
that was a bourbon, so tons of
Yeah.
sweetness, thick corn off the nose, the caramels.
Caramels, but there's also like maybe some like citrus or like like orange zest almost to it too. I'm getting that.
Shall we go in?
Yeah, let's get into it.
It's funny. I would describe that almost as creamy. Mm-hmm. It's got like a thick richness to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really
Wow, that's
good.
Wild Turkey, eh?
Yeah.
That's actually
That's
really good.
really good. So like I said, I like the original, like the regular expression. It's great, especially for the price. But this is really, really nice. So, first expressions of it, really, really nice. But I wanted to go into a little bit of the history of it because a lot of people have heard of Wild Turkey. I've had a number of their other expressions, just their regular one, the Wild Turkey 101. They have ones that go even further. They've got the Master's Keep. There's a lot of really good stuff coming out of Wild Turkey, and it is because, in part, of the history that they have. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I think that's really part of enjoying a whiskey.
Okay.
Going back to 1855. In fact, in 1869, the Rippey brothers, I hope that's how you say it, they opened the distillery on Wild Turkey Hill in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. They have had one of the most recognizable and notable master distillers in all of whiskey making, especially in Kentucky, Jimmy Russell. And so he's been there since 1954. His son is actually kind of taking the reins now as master distiller. They've come out with some pretty cool stuff. But perhaps you think, okay, I've heard that name, Russell. Have you heard of Russell's Reserve?
Yeah.
That's where it's from. So again, it's another expression of Wild Turkey, and that's kind of where that name comes from. In 1991, they first released Wild Turkey Rare Breed. So it is actually one of the longest running single barrel expressions available by any distiller. So it's been going on since 1991, which is really kind of cool. Because some will put out like a single barrel, but they'll do like maybe one, and then they'll go a few years and do another one type of thing. But they have been putting it out every single year since then, which is really, really cool. So what have we been drinking? Rare Breed. It is a blend of 6, 8, and 12-year-old bourbons.
I was wondering why there's no age statement on the bottle.
Yeah, so
that would be why then.
Yeah, it's a mix. So they use a mash bill of 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. One of the other kind of cool things about it is that they've really stuck to that recipe the whole time. They use a char 4. With the barrels, some refer to that as an alligator char because that's really, really heavy. But that is also what really gives some of those really bold flavors and that beautiful amber color is because of that char 4. And so they've really stuck to the fact that they're not going to release anything, so any of their expressions that they put out there, until it hits at least 5 years. So that's why this is 6, 8 and 12 kind of melded together. I don't believe I've had rare breed in the past.
I definitely
It's
haven't.
possible that I've had like a sip here or there, but I was really blown away by just how nice and complex this is and just how flavorful it is as well. Beautiful notes of caramel and just all the things that you think about when it comes to bourbon. But there's also this like extra complexity and a nice like buttery flavor to it as well. Oily finish on the mouth. It's so tasty.
I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this as well. And Wild Turkey is one of the, by volume, most produced bourbons in North America. Or I guess really in the States, in Kentucky. And it's okay.
Yeah.
But this is actually quite tasty.
Yeah.
Steve, what do you enjoy most?
It's that regular bourbon taken to like the next level. But one of the things I really like about this is the price point. For us, here in Ontario, it's $68.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Like any single barrel under $80 is a steal.
Yeah.
For in our economy, especially in Ontario. I think that is worth every penny.
Fantastic. And about this drink, is there anything that you least enjoy or that you don't like about it?
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking about that. I mean, obviously, I've had some bourbons that are going to have a lot more complexity and a little bit more flavor to it because they're maybe a little bit older or they're just blended a little bit differently. However, again, I kind of go back to the price point. So I've had better, but they're always a lot more expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. Bang for buck. This is a fantastic
I'm really happy with it.
bottle. And when we talk about our game, Steve, what is it you enjoy most about the game of Root?
So I think it kind of goes together with it. It's Wild Turkey is so readily available. I believe you could go out, so if this is the first time you're seeing Root being played, you could go out to your local store and find it. This one's a popular one that is readily available. But what I really like about this is it almost seems a little unassuming. So you think about, okay, I'm a bird or I'm a cat or I'm this or that. Oh, it's gonna be cute and fun. It's really kind of cutthroat.
It's extremely cutthroat.
Yeah.
And one of the things I love most about this game as well is just how each species plays completely different and uses the same items, the same board, but they interact with each other completely different. And how you play each species is almost like playing a completely separate game on its own.
Yeah,
so that's what I love the most about Root, and that's what makes it super exciting. What I enjoy least, though, is that it is a difficult game to learn for yourself. And if you're playing with somebody else, like playing with one other person is relatively simple after you've learned the game because it's easy to teach them. But playing with 4 people and 3 of them have never played the game before, it's a huge lift to have to know exactly how each species plays to help everyone come along and play the game themselves. So Root really is best played with people that have played the game a few times before and know their species well. And if you can hit that, playing this game together is a magical, special experience. If that sounds like a lot of lift for you, though, it may be something that you want to avoid, because if you're not playing with people that have played it before, or you're playing with more than 1 or 2 new players, it is a difficult lift to walk everyone through that and really monitor and help everybody along as they play this game.
I didn't have to learn it. You taught me.
Right.
So that was easy for me because I just had to be like, well, what do I do now? And that kind of thing. But you've played it enough that you can kind of explain it. So I can see where that would definitely get frustrating. And it's going to take you time because it is strategic. So you want to try and make the best moves with like your 3 actions that you can.
As the cat.
The cat has 3 actions.
Different.
Oh, that's true.
Everybody else,
yeah, right. So everyone else is, but you want to be strategic about it. So if you play with someone that like overthinks every step, they're probably not going to be really enjoyable to play with.
I tell you what was really enjoyable to play, though, was to play Root and enjoy Wild Turkey Rare Breed with our playthrough of that.
Yeah.
So, Steve, I think we've learned a very valuable lesson today.
I think we have, Les.
And that is, if you're going to play the 2 to 4 player game, Root, you want to pair it with
Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tasties.
That it is.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
That really stuck in your throat there, huh?
Yeah.
Is that a wild turkey in your throat? Or are you just happy to see me?
Oh my. Okay.